and welcome to our live printer display here at Printer Showcase. Today we're going to put two printers against each other head to head and see which one comes out on top. It's going to be like an old-fashioned laser printer shootout. The two printers we'll be comparing today are this Hewlett-Packard LaserJet 4250N and this Ricoh SP5100N. We're going to be comparing features and performance like speed, paper handling, operating costs, print quality, just to name a few. So let's take a closer look at the new Ricoh SP5100N. This network laser printer comes standard with a 500 MHz processor, 128 megabytes of RAM, both PostScript and PCL compatibility, USB and Ethernet ports standard, and it's capable of printing up to 1200 by 1200 DPI. The print engine speed is rated at 45 pages per minute, and we found that to be pretty much the case in our testing. It comes standard with a 500-page tray that can handle letter or legal-sized paper, and you can add up to 3 more of these as options. It also comes standard with the bypass feeder that can handle up to 100 pages of regular paper, or about 8 or 10 envelopes, and paper as heavy as 60-pound cover. If we pop the front open, you'll reveal this mono-component cartridge. That's an all-in-one cartridge, meaning this is the only supply you replace. This is easy to take out. It's got a handle, and the printer comes with a 10,000 page cartridge, and the replacement cartridges are 20,000 page cartridges. They're very long life cartridges, also very easy to replace. So on this printer, if we take the price of the cartridge, divide by the rated yield of 20,000 copies at 5% coverage, we come up with a really low cost per page of 1 cent per page for letter-sized paper. Now let's take a closer look at the Hewlett-Packard LaserJet 4250N. The HP comes standard with a 460 MHz processor, 64 megs of RAM standard, both PCL and PostScript 3 compatibility, USB and Ethernet interfaces standard, also capable of printing up to 1200 by 1200 DPI. Standard paper capacity is this 500-page tray that can handle letter or legal-sized paper, and this bypass feeder that can handle up to 100 sheets or up to about 8 or 10 envelopes at a time, and paper as heavy as 74-pound cover. Optional paper handling for this machine includes an envelope feeder, an additional lower 500 sheet feeder, or a high capacity 1500 sheet feeder that is letter size again and fits below this machine. We pop the front open to reveal the mono component cartridge. Just like the Ricoh, all the supplies are in this one cartridge. This one cartridge is available in a 10,000 and a 20,000 page yield version. And this is the only supply replaced in the machine. So, if we take the cost of the toner cartridge, divide by the yield, we come up with a cost per page on this HP of 1.1 cent per page if we use the 20,000 page cartridge, and 1.5 cents per page if we go with the 10,000 page cartridge. First, let's look at speed. In our testing, we printed from both a Mac and a Windows environment, and we printed various files using text, graphics, and some mixed documents that incorporated text and graphics. We focused on warm-up time, first page out speed, and throughput overall. In this test, we sent the same job to both printers at the same time. It was a 69-page PDF file that was mixed text and graphics with photographs incorporated in it as well. As you can see, both printers were about the same speed. In fact, the end times were only 2 seconds apart. So let's go to the scoreboard. Speed, we're calling it even. They're both pretty fast printers. Slight advantage to one or the other given different jobs, but not much of a difference, too minimal to really call a winner. So we're going to call them even on speed. Comparing print quality, we looked at sharpness of text, smoothness of lines and curves, grayscale, and solid colors. We gave the slight edge to the Ricoh, though the print quality on both printers was more than acceptable. The Ricoh grayscale seemed to be smoother, and text was readable down to 2 point. On paper handling, though the standard paper handling is pretty much identical, we give the advantage to the HP for several reasons. One, it can handle heavier stock out of the bypass feeder. Two, the envelopes seem to run through there a lot smoother than they did on the Ricoh. And three, more expandability with the optional envelope feeder, a high capacity 1500 sheet lower tray, and a 500 sheet stacker finisher. On operating costs, again, pretty close, but we give the advantage to the Ricoh because it has a lower cost per page of 1 cent per page versus 1.1 or 1.5 on the HP. So advantage Ricoh. Comparing the two controllers, we give the slight advantage to Ricoh again for a faster processor, double the RAM, and the ability to do direct PDF printing. The HP requires an additional 64 megs of RAM in order to be able to do that, and that's standard in the Ricoh 5100N. So advantage on the controller goes to Ricoh. Now let's talk price. Currently, the HP 4250N is selling for $1,149. The Ricoh 5100N is now on sale at Printer Showcase for $749. Significant advantage, Ricoh. So, we tally our scorecard. We see that the better value seems to be the Ricoh 5100N. Unless you plan on printing a lot of envelopes or you need the ability to expand to a 500 sheet finishing stapling option.